Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. What I have here is a bowl which was heading in the right direction. It's going to be a very nice bowl until there was an unfortunate catch. And the wood split. It's some kind of acacia which splits fairly easily. So that was the disastrous bit. It was going back into some bowl jaws when I spotted this big split, which the guy who was turning it hadn't noticed. He's an experienced turner, and I was a bit surprised he hadn't noticed, but anyway, these things can be very difficult to spot. Turning the base would have been okay, getting a new foot on it, but when this had been turned round and hollowed, I could almost guarantee it would blow apart because the split hadn't been spotted. Now, the reason this bowl came off was because of the catch just there. There's still evidence, and what would have happened is that he was cutting fairly well down, not with this gouge. This is not my bowl, but the right wing would have just, he'd have been cutting happily down here, and suddenly that lump of material, that lump about to be removed, catches the whole of the right wing, and if you're not really expecting it, that's what pulls the bowl off. Added to which, this wood is kind of blackwood, Tasmanian blackwood. Not quite sure exactly which species, but it's very prone to splitting, and this is fairly typical of what can happen. So it's fair enough to think about putting it back into bowl jaws and turning another foot so you could then hollow it. But what I spotted, which I'm difficultly in finding now, here we are, but what I spotted was this split. I can't actually pull this apart, or I can a bit, but it's the bowl's pretty kind of tight on it, and I know that if this went online asking for advice, there'd be all kinds of things: fill it with super glue, fill it with this, fill it with that. No matter what you do with it, it still ends up as a bowl with a split in it, and with a repair, and not really very nice. I think it detracts, and you're better off really spending the time doing something else with it. But the major problem was that, or the major potential problem was that if you got this back on the lathe and started hollowing it, just the slightest outward pressure here, and this bowl would likely explode. I know this because I've had it done quite a few times in the past. So the best thing to do with a bowl like this, which is what the maker decided once he had spotted or been shown this split, is to put it through a saw and turn it into firewood, and then nobody is tempted to kind of play around with it. Go for safety. Safety first.